The Drizzlator, and other numerous names.
It's been a long time, actually, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's had a little break in between. I can't even remember what the last film we did was, actually.
No,
Can
I can't.
you?
No, I can't. We did a run.
We did.
We did one a fortnight for about 2 months, and then
We
3
did.
months, and then we...
Yeah, so nice to be back, and we've actually chosen a film. Well, here's the story. About a week or 2 weeks ago, we went and watched Obsession, didn't we?
We did.
We went and watched Obsession at the cinema, and flipping Ada. Well, I mean, I could talk about that film easily for an hour, or if not more. But it gave us a bit of a horror kick, didn't it? And the other film that we wanted to watch was Backrooms, wasn't it? So we were going to watch Backrooms, but we weren't able to get to see Backrooms. So instead, we came back here, and we've watched Lee Cronin's
The Mummy.
The Mummy. So not to be confused with the older The Mummy films, which were high adventure, Tomb Raider type, Indiana Jones type things. Great as they were at the time. Yeah. This is a straight on horror. James Wan produced, Lee Cronin directed, and yeah, so it's literally just become available for streaming. So we've streamed it and watched it, and we're going to have a little talk about it.
We are. All I'll say is we were going to record this straight afterwards, but the mics had run out of batteries, so we had to charge them for 15 minutes. And I'm glad we had 15 minutes to calm down, because
yeah, man,
my heart rate was...
Well, I'm going to start by saying I'm surprised. To me, it feels as though this film's been a little bit lost in amongst a lot of the horror releases this year, because not that many people have been talking about this. I mean, yes, Obsession, yes, Backrooms. There's been quite a number of horrors, good horrors as well, that have come out this year. But this one seemed to come and go, didn't really get much fanfare. I only know a couple of people that have seen it, and it's through their recommendations that I said to you, do you fancy it? I've heard it's pretty good. And we gave it a go. To me, it's completely slipped through the net. Either that or I'm missing something, or people just thought it wasn't very good, maybe, or what, I don't know. But I've not read any reviews about it, so I don't know what critics thought about it.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about the fact that it's releasing in the same window as like Backrooms and Obsession, which are two of the most legit horror films to come out in the last 10 years. I mean, there's probably not room for it, because it's this isn't a criticism, but compared to those, it's quite generic. Yeah,
it's that's a good way of putting it, actually. I mean, we'll talk about the story and stuff in a minute, but as a horror film goes, there's nothing in it overly. There's a couple of nice original bits in it, but it's done very well, isn't it? So so I agree with that. Yeah, generic story, but done very well.
Yes.
Seen lots of horror films where the tropes have been quite similar to other stuff that haven't been done well, and they're just big meh. But this one didn't come across as a meh to me. This came across as a whoa. This is
more
good.
like you're riding by the seat of your pants kind of horror film, where you are along for the ride, and you're not really too sure what's going to happen, and it's delivered very, very well. But it is. We were joking about it earlier. Actually, the script could have been written on the back of a matchbox.
Yeah, another one of those, isn't it?
Over a pint in the pub.
Yeah, quick and easy to write down and then fill out. Filled out. Well, I mean, 2.25 hours.
I know.
2.25 hours for a horror film is. I mean, I didn't know. Is that? I mean, again, it was good. We had a break about an hour in for a cup of tea and a bit of a moment, but I mean, an hour in didn't feel like an hour, and the second half or second run, that hour and a quarter, didn't feel like an hour and a quarter either. But the whole time we're watching it, there wasn't much time to breathe, was there?
No. It's surprising that it was 2.25 hours, actually. If you wanted to trim it, I don't.
Where would you?
Yeah.
The bits that aren't horror, are nicely done because they build the family story. I'll tell you what, let's give it. So obviously spoilers, spoilers.
Yeah,
So
complete 100%
because
spoilers.
this is a new film, I would
Yeah,
implore
we've
you
never
to go
done
watch it.
We haven't done a brand new
No,
film
this is the
before.
newest film we've ever done on Man
Oh, we did.
Cave.
Did we do Aliens? The
Alien, the 4K, but not.
Oh no, we didn't do it. Yeah, this is the newest film.
This is the newest film that we've ever done. So definitely understand spoilers. We've said it.
Yeah.
Go and see it. Watch it. Come back to us, please, though. But yes, so spoilers. Okay. Right. So the film The Mummy. Okay. Young family. Starts with a young family. The mum and the dad. They've got something down in their basement, which is obviously at the bottom of some sort of pyramid thing. We don't know what it is. It's a sarcophagus. It's opened.
In Cairo.
In Cairo. Good point. It's opened. Weird shit happens. And then it cuts then to quite a lovely American family. The father is played by the guy who's in Midsummer, who gets stitched in a bear, and I like him as well. Actually, there's something about him I quite like. Actually, I don't see him in many things.
He seems
though.
like an everyday man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he seems like it. Yeah, so nice family dynamic. She's pregnant. They've got a young daughter, an even younger son, and the daughter gets kidnapped. You don't know what's happened to her. Then it cuts to 8 years later.
Well
Pretty
done.
much.
Well done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
There is something that happens in Egypt where basically someone gets infected by a mummy that's woken up, basically.
yeah, I mean, so the whole idea is that this poor girl, you find out has actually been mummified in this sarcophagus, and it's found 8 years later because the people are trying to move it for other various reasons, and it gets found, and she gets found, and she gets reintroduced back to the family, except now she's like this.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be. The coffin's for her protection. She's not her protection, for everyone else's protection.
Yeah, you
She's
find out that it's a seal, isn't it?
She's not supposed to be out of this coffin.
It's good though, because it's like the whole story of it. Actually, it takes a while before you find out the reason why this girl has been kidnapped and mummified. It's not sort of spelt out straight away, and you start to see things and clicks and ticks and things that she's doing that are pretty. Some of it's pretty insane, isn't it? Actually,
Yeah, it is.
And you don't really know why the horror is happening. But then when it starts to come out and you start to find out, it then becomes more than just a mummy film, doesn't it? It's not like you said, she's not been mummified. That's not the horror. The horror is she's been a sacrifice to keep this evil encased and caught up. And that's what the whole film is deriving towards. Is evil is trying to get out, and it's trying to use her to get out because she should never have come out of the sarcophagus, but she does because of a plane crash and blah 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 blah. And that really is kind of the story, isn't it? And then they find out, and then they have to do something about it, and they do. So that's really kind of the story in a nutshell, isn't it?
Pretty much. Because you go into it, obviously it's called The Mummy, and because of the Hollywood level, The Mummy films, and some horror films before then about The Mummy, you do go into it thinking you know what you're getting into. But the fact that it's based around this mummification in Egypt and things, it doesn't really need to even have that in the film. That's basically just a little backstory.
Yeah.
And what you end up with is like a possession horror movie, Western style that could have had any backstory to it. It just happened to come from this mummification, but it could have been anything found anywhere in the world that was reintroduced into the world when it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, you can go back years and years to films like The Keep, where some entity is being encased in some sort of protective prison.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you get that from The Keep and films on and on and on. So yeah, I mean, the fact that it was done based around a mummification and sarcophagus and stuff. I mean, maybe that's why it kind of got overlooked a little bit, because it was called The Mummy. I
I
mean,
think, yeah, I think it
maybe.
could possibly have, you know.
You know, we
They
all
might
had.
have even called it The Mummy, thinking it was a clever marketing ploy to call it The Mummy, but in actual fact, it
Well, the
worked.
last film that was called The Mummy was the Tom Cruise action adventure one,
Yeah.
and that didn't get rave reviews. It's an average film. It's okay, but it's average. And that was the film that was supposed to have kicked off the Universal monster franchise in films.
Was it?
Yeah, it had like Russell Crowe playing Jekyll and Hyde and things like that. And
Right.
that was supposed to kick off into a series of films, but it didn't do very well. And I think because this one's called The Mummy, I think maybe just people thought, oh, here we go again. It's another,
I think so.
like you say, another sort of thing, another run like that. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's
But
not.
it's a really good film. It's a really
not.
good horror film. It's nothing. It's nothing more than a horror film.
Yeah, horror.
It's just
pretty straight.
Yeah, it's pure horror. There's no social commentary. There's no wokeness. There's no girl boss. There's no. It's just a pure.
No, there's no underlying messages. Oh, really? This actually is a story about how someone deals with depression, or like you say, wokeness about it. And it just literally is. We're doing a straight horror. There's little to no. I mean, the only comedy in it isn't actually comedy for us. It's just a couple of comedic moments between the actors, and
yeah,
even
just
that is
straight up,
just to
yeah.
create this family environment. Other than that, it's completely told totally straight.
And because of that, you are getting proper horror that's heart-poundingly gross,
Great.
and quite pretty scary.
It's great. It's really well done. I want to talk a little bit about the girl who played the part first, if that's all right.
course.
I mean, all the acting in it was strong,
Yeah, it was.
which is important for any film, regardless. Especially when you got kids. I mean, we've talked in some of our films that we've looked at before that have had kid actors in. Luckily, they've been good too, and they've. Otherwise, it would completely take away from what's happening. And in this film, particularly, she needed to be really good at what she was doing, because she's holding the film together. This one kid, who's only supposed to be about 17. Once she's refound, she goes into the sarcophagus as a 9-year-old, and it's 8 years later. But so this. I mean, this girl actress was under makeup, huge makeup, brilliant makeup, by the way. We'll talk about that again as well in a minute. But she was under this makeup for the duration of the film. So it must have been quite laborious for her to go through that whole process as a young actress as well. But she really delivered a great performance as the, you can't say the villain because she's trapped in this thing, but she did create a really cool performance, horror performance, I thought. And along with the other child actors in it, the other girl, the other daughter who's now grown up and who is 9, she was cool as well. You know, for that sort of age, you know, they've got to get in the right sort of people, and I thought it did a good job actually. The dynamic between the father and the wife, husband and wife, I thought was quite nicely done too. You know, they made it feel quite real. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, when they first introduced the kids, they felt a bit wooden and but they were only really young. But as soon as it got to any of the horror bits, they really came across really well.
Yeah, and the horror elements were not corny
No.
at all. So makeup, oh man, well, if you're followers of Man Caves and you've watched any of our other stuff, you'll know that both myself and Twiz, we don't dislike CGI, but we do really love prosthetic makeup effects. And if it's done really well, even with a mixture of CGI, but done very subtle, we do love a prosthetic, don't we? And the makeup was just fantastic, actually. I mean, she's kind of mummified for the duration of the film, but really the bandages that she's wrapped in have become her skin, haven't they? So although she's wrapped in all these bandages that have got the secret writing on the protection and stuff, it's kind of over that 8-year period, it's kind of made itself her skin. So this creature...
You don't know this. Though.
No, you don't know this. And for the creature to be able to escape her body, it's got to literally skin itself alive. Oh.
Bloody hell.
Anyway,
If there's three things that nobody likes, right? Eyes,
no. Yeah.
toenails or fingernails,
Yeah, being pulled off.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what's the other one? Teeth.
Drilling into teeth and
Guess
stuff.
which film
Ticks all boxes.
takes advantage of all three of those phobias?
I mean,
And then skin getting like,
yeah.
oh,
I mean, it starts. I mean, it starts off pretty. I mean, in the first 5 minutes, that some guy's getting yanked up with a hook through his jaw and out of his mouth, and then later, before we even see the mummified girl, this is before any of that happens. With the plane crash, a kid finds the two bodies from the plane. One of them's impaled on a piece of branch, but they haven't got it coming out of it. So the reason he finds out is because he looks down and sees an eyeball on the ground, and then looks up, and there's this poor guy just impaled through the eye, hanging on a tree. And you think, well, here we go. At least we know what's in store. Then this is like the beginner, and this is like beginner level. If they're showing that, you said it, Ewan. If this is what they're showing at the start, it can only possibly get worse.
oh, and it did.
Well, and did it? Eka's fun. Yeah, like so. There's this one scene where she's clipping her toenails, which is making you cringe anyway because they're really thick and encrusted. And then she gets to this one big nail on her toe, gets it, it doesn't want to pull, and then she pulls it. And as she pulls it, the nail is attached to the skin, and the skin goes up the leg, and she pulls it all off. And it's just so well done. It's just
And of course, it
horrible.
obviously that you wouldn't think that could happen, but then when you realise that this skin that's coming up is actually a bandage,
Yeah.
that's why it comes all the way
Yeah,
off.
because we don't know that, do we?
No, you don't know that. At the
No,
time.
we don't know
You just
it.
think it's gratuitous gore. But
I mean, the father finds out something. I can't remember exactly how, but he finds out something, and he finds it later, doesn't he, on her wheelchair?
Yeah.
He finds that bit of skin is still attached to the toenail, and he starts dissecting it, and he pulls it into 5 different parts, and it's got all this writing on, isn't it, and stuff.
yeah, all
It's like,
these hieroglyphics and things. Yeah.
ay, 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 ay,
It does have some staples of horror, like the father like slowly unravels like what's happening, and there's a woman police investigator in Egypt that he communicates with, and so there's that side of it, but then there's also the side of it of what's happening to the girl. Like when she's first discovered, she's just like not able to talk or anything, but as she's like brought back to not health, but you know what I mean, she eventually gets some of her abilities and awareness back, and starts absolutely terrorizing the family in the house, and the it's all really well done, it's all really unexpected, it's all really gory, and it makes you feel sick. And
Yeah.
I was watching it, am I getting too old for this?
There was
Because
a couple of bits the one bit that got me the most is there's a character that dies, and she's in a coffin, and she's been embalmed, and she gets tipped out of the coffin by the mummified girl, and who bites her neck and rips her neck skin off, tips her out the coffin, and all the embalming liquid starts pumping out, and you think, oh god, this is horrible. And then she starts licking it off the floor.
Oh my god, why was she doing that? What was the actual point of her doing that in context of the film?
Embalming, and she's a mummy.
So it was like food,
Yeah, I guess.
like lubrication, or the whole thing.
And don't talk to me about bloody scorpions either, or bugs. That was a really good scene, actually. The scorpion going into the and tail come. Oh, that was the other thing that really turned my toenails, was this. The policewoman has a scorpion put into her mouth, and it gets its tail and pushes itself out of her neck, her vocal cords, and later she needs to be able to like recite like some sort of proverb to do the magic and stuff, but she can't because she's got a hole in her vocal cord. Okay, how's she going to solve that, Dwiz? Fingers in, right in, with great sound effects, and you see all the muscle and everything around,
Yeah, that was...
and she has to push it around and stuff until she can say. Yeah, so you get the idea anyway. So you all get the idea of what's
I've got a couple of questions for you, right?
Yeah.
This, unless you've watched it yourselves, this won't make any sense. But so when the father, when he goes to see the lecturer, who's an expert on ancient scripture and things like that,
Yeah.
which he finds out from the skin,
skin.
that's dried out, and it shows the hieroglyphics. You find that out. Why doesn't he follow that up? He doesn't follow that up. He doesn't communicate that to anybody. He doesn't phone the woman in Egypt, the investigator, and tell her. It's just left.
He kind of finds out at the same, because there's two running stories, isn't there?
Yeah.
She's investigating in Cairo.
Yeah.
And he's over in Albuquerque, Mexico.
New Mexico.
Which looked gorgeous, by the way, didn't it? The cinematography on that stuff.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Anyway, so he's running that story and she's running that story, and I saw it as though they were both coming to that same conclusion kind of together. So he finds out from the scripture guy who translates it and then is able to tell him that these aren't Egyptian hieroglyphics, this is something that predates that, like, you know, 1,000 years prior, and it's to do with this and this and this, and he gets to find out about the demonology of it all and whatever. And at the same time, she gets the tape, she hunts down the kid and gets the tape and stuff. So I just kind of saw their stories running, kind of coexisting.
It wasn't really at the same time though. That the tape bit was a bit more
a little bit further on
in the future. But it was just like a bit weird that he didn't bother. He got that information. He didn't bother trying to get help with it, trying to use it in any way. He didn't tell his wife. Do you know what I mean? And then he didn't even reference it until right near the end when the entity was named by the police officer, where he raised his eyebrows.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
it was just there was a couple of oddities where I don't know if it was to do with editing, or maybe they had to leave some bits out or whatever.
The time, yeah.
And there's it's this typical horror thing. I don't want to go in too deep, but like, why didn't they get any help in? Why didn't they get any,
that kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Like phone the police in New Mexico. It was like people dying and stuff. And
at one point, the priest she bites into his neck and eats his skin, and he's like. And then it cuts away, and all the people at the wake have gone. And you know.
Well, there was a bit where the son was like being brutalised by being possessed by the girl. He was smacking his head in, and the blood everywhere. And then it just cuts to the next day, and it wasn't even referenced, or like the family weren't even like, "Oh, are you okay?" Or
that's true. Yeah, that's true. After although the next time you see him, he's like chasing her down with a baseball bat, isn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair, but I know.
But it was the next day, though.
The next day, yeah. It's like when the young daughter gets possessed, and then she's at school and says a really rude thing to a teacher, and then she repeats it in the car, and they're driving back, and he's like, "We're not going to mention this to your mother," because you think, well. Come on, mate. I think I said, didn't I? Come on, Dad. Put two and two together.
Yeah.
But I can forgive those sort of things in a film like that.
Yeah, it's not trying to be like heavy.
No, we're not watching The Godfather, are we? You know. Yeah. And to say it's a horror film too.
Unless you really need to say what you're going to say, right. Because you mentioned it, The Godfather, it reminds me of another thought I had, which it is basically a combination of two classics, which is The Exorcist and crossed with The Mummy.
Yeah, that would be a really good way of quickly saying to somebody, what's that film like? Yeah, it's a cross between The Exorcist and The Mummy. There you go.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's your elevator pitch.
Yeah, there you are. That's it. That's your poster tagline, isn't it?
Yeah.
If The Mummy was crossed with The Exorcist. Yeah, well put. But I will say, I mean, I have to say though, the film was elevated to me by some of the cinematography though. Yeah. I did like the cinematography side of things. That some of the, and not just the vistas as well, the landscape shots that they were doing in New Mexico, which looked amazing.
Beautiful.
And you said you surprised me. I didn't know. You said at one point you went, I've even been down that road. You went, I've been down that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's filmed in New Mexico because the cinematography's almost done for you, just with the
Gorgeous.
landscapes and the way the sun sets and everything. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
I think I've got to put New Mexico on my bucket list.
Yeah, okay.
You know. Doesn't Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider, start in New Mexico?
I can't remember.
Sure, it does. But anyway,
Breaking Bad's the most famous.
Breaking
thing
Bad,
that's in, New Mexico.
yeah, and they've got this the house that they live in as well in New Mexico is quite secluded, isn't it? So at night time you can hear the coyotes and.
Oh, so the thing, they had
and
this
things
massive,
and
gigantic house. So like, she was a nurse and he was like a. I mean, he was never
TV.
working, was he?
Oh yeah, he got the job. He got promoted, didn't he? 8 years later, he had that promotion. But he was a TV broadcaster. We just never saw him do it.
He never went out to work though, did he?
No, he
but with all
didn't
that
do it.
money to afford that house, get a nurse in.
Sod that. Get a team of SWAT guys in. That's what I'd have done. Sod the nurse. But she was a nurse, though, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was a nurse.
Oh, true.
And she wasn't working, was she? And they had their mother there as well, didn't they?
No, they just mentioned it.
Before the mother got eaten by coyotes, she was there, thrown out of a window and eaten by coyotes.
Yeah.
But the other thing about the cinematography I was going to sort of side onto that was, apart from the vistas, some of the tighter, closer shots I thought were the lighting was really beautiful. Like, I mean, I do love a bit of beamage, and like the bit in the gaps in the walls of the house where they move around and stuff. The light shots coming through, the beamage shots and all that sort of stuff I thought were really nice. Some of the close-ups that they were doing as well, I thought were done really nice as well.
In the horror bits.
Yeah.
Like when her teeth were gnashing together, it's like proper close-ups of her teeth and stuff. They did quite a lot of this technical technique called diopter shots, which is where you've got someone in the foot in like right up close to the camera, and then behind them there's something else. Usually, like whatever's behind them would be out of focus.
Yeah.
But you take two shots, one in focus, so they're both in focus, and then merge both shots together.
Is that how they did that one then when she was putting the stuff on in the mirror and he was in her peripheral and she said, "You're in my peripheral," and he was focused and she was focused then?
I don't remember. Wasn't that a pull shot? Wasn't that?
No, I can't remember.
Were they both in focus? You can usually tell because, like, if there's one person here that's in focus and then one behind, the gap in between is usually fuzzy where they've merged the shots together.
Oh, I never knew that. Right, okay, something new. Great, man.
Right, I'll point it out next time it happens in a film where we watch it.
You're bloody on fire at the moment. Do you know that?
Why?
Right, Detective Grizz. Right, he's absolutely on fire. I mean, I totally missed this. This was quite a nice little twist in not the very end twist, that was really good, but this was just a nice little twist in it, I thought, and I didn't see it coming. But do you want to explain, because you're the detective? You got it. Wow.
Yeah, so you got the start of a film when there's a family, you always have that bonding effect to know that the family love each other, joking with the kids and things like that. And there's a bit where they're learning Morse code with each other.
Yeah, she's dressed in a little brownie like type outfit, dib and
Girl
that.
Scout.
Girl Scout.
Yeah. And there's later on when she's back home but still like mummified and unable to communicate and stuff, she's smashing her teeth together like that. And it kept going, and there's like close-ups of her teeth and
weird,
stuff.
why-
And the bloke
why
was
she doing
looking
that?
at it weird, and I thought, hold on, Morse code, isn't it?
He goes, "Oh, well, what even made you think that?"
Something. It's because I used to write scripts, and in the script you'll lay something out at the beginning that pays off later on.
So did you remember the stuff that made you think about the teeth?
It
Did you suddenly think, "Oh, hang on a minute, when at the beginning she was, so could it be?" Or did you just think, is she doing Morse code? And then you thought, oh, that would tie in nicely then with.
Yeah, what you just said. But sometimes it happens at the beginning of a film. I'm like, oh, that's obviously going to pay off later on. And it's not. I don't know if it doesn't ruin anything for me, but sometimes the surprise is taken out by me being able to see the script being laid out as it's happening.
Right.
But yeah.
There's so much had happened up to that point. I'd completely forgotten about the Girl Scout stuff at the start.
You know what's funny is, I've noticed, like, I pick up on story stuff. You pick up on more details, like the name of someone. Like when that woman was driving back to her house and it just showed her hand with the tattoos. You're like, that's that woman, look at her hand tattoos. Yeah. I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah.
So you notice more details in terms of visuals and names and things like that. Yeah. Whereas I remember more like the story stuff.
Yeah, the script, how it would be written, it would come up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
good.
interesting.
Nice little twist, though, wasn't it? Nice little, for those like me. It was it's nice to get a bit of a surprise.
It was unexpected, yeah.
It's nice to get a bit of a surprise in a
In a
film.
straight up horror film, you don't expect that kind of depth.
It's nice
do you?
not to see it
You
coming.
mentioned then the ending. Not the ending, sorry. What would you call it? So it's finished, it's resolved, but then some
Epilogue? The epilogue.
Yeah, maybe the epilogue.
So yeah, but it doesn't happen after the credits, does it? It's still pre-credits.
But it's like tying the bow, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
just finish. Let's just neatly wrap this up.
Yeah, and it was really clever what they did. Actually, I wasn't expecting that
Because again,
we won't spoil that bit. That'll be one bit.
Yeah. You're right. Let's not say anything. It's just we'll leave that for you to think for yourselves.
It's really
just
clever.
in case. But it's nicely. It really is a nice little tie-up.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah. We didn't even watch the credits, did we?
No.
Wonder if there's anything happened.
We were ready. I think by the time we got to that, we were just like, because honest to God, the last, I mean, it's pretty full on anyway. But the last 20 minutes or so, when it all starts kicking off, it really does all start kicking off, doesn't it?
It was intense enough that a couple of times I had to go like this.
Yeah.
I just looked through the little gaps in my fingers at the bits I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
It was just continuous. It was very intense.
Yeah.
And if you like that kind of stuff, this is a magical film. I must admit.
Yeah, it's really strong.
It's
For
really
a horror
good.
film, it's strong.
It is.
It is. It's strong. As you said at the start, might not be the most original. Possession type films aren't anymore, are they? Well, they haven't been since The Exorcist. So, gosh,
Unless you think Obsession. So.
Yeah. Would that? Wow, yeah. I know.
I heard an absolutely wild theory about Obsession,
All right, so pause. Come back if you haven't seen Obsession, because there's no doubt that you can't say anything about Obsession without sort of saying something about it, right?
I'd love to.
No, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Come on, because
I was going to say I would have loved to do a separate video about Obsession.
Yeah.
But we could do it now, and I can just retitle it Stroke Obsession.
Well, okay. So if you haven't seen Obsession, definitely don't watch anymore.
You don't want any spoilers.
No
for
spoilers
Obsession.
at all for Obsession. Period. Obsession has been, and I watch a lot of horror stuff. We do.
Yeah.
Our group
That's
of friends.
how we met.
Yeah, exactly. We have a group, nice social circle of friends, and one of the things that connects all of us is we do love a nice horror. Fair enough. We're all lovely people,
Yeah.
but
we even go to horror festivals.
Horror festies.
We do.
One of our friends, Dan Lord and Kim Lord, they've got their own horror festival, by the way, which we'll plug, Holdruff in September, which is always really good. Short films in the forest or barn. But anyway, the long and short of it is we watch a lot of horror. So because of that fact, we enjoy lots of horror. But for a horror film to really stand out, to really take me on board, it has to be something really good. So this year, Obsession has without a doubt been my favourite horror film, and probably film that I've seen this year. And as far as horror films go, it would without a doubt be up there in my favourite top 5 horrors that I've seen in the last 10 years.
Oh yeah.
I would say that.
Oh yeah.
Would you say same? Strong.
I struggle to not make it number 1. To be honest,
The last time I watched a horror film that made me feel, not as how Obsession made me feel as a horror film, but the last time I watched a horror film that I enjoyed as much for its originality and for the way it was done and everything was probably about 10 years ago. And actually we saw that together at Broadway, and that was It Follows.
Oh yeah.
Because I absolutely love It Follows.
Yeah, amazing.
And this film was just, and again, the actress in that was just absolutely brilliant. Anyway, what was you going to say? I'm sorry, I'm kind of I've got a bit excited. That's all.
If we're going to do it, if we're going to turn it into a little additional actual review of Obsession on the end of The Mummy, then it's fine to talk about it in more detail. It's an absolutely stunningly low budget film that makes you wonder if the director's actually a genius.
Well, yeah.
Is he going to be able to keep this up? Because it's he's a YouTuber. He came
Yeah.
from YouTube, which of course I was talking to my mate, another filmmaker called Jack, about this, right? Because there's been a lot of there's been a lot of YouTube directors coming through lately, right? There's Backrooms.
Oh, is that a YouTube guy?
That is.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah,
So again, is that low budget?
yeah.
Is
It is low budget. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's A24, I think.
A24 Studios. Yeah.
There's the guy Iron Long.
Oh, I started watching that.
Oh, have you? That's a YouTuber.
Is that a YouTuber
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
That's a mental idea. But anyway,
I've not seen that
I've only
yet,
watched like the first 5 minutes just to see what it was like.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, so you've got all these YouTubers coming through now, right? And it's because they get to practice. Like back in the day, you couldn't afford to practice making films. Do you know what I mean? The equipment was too expensive, whatever. You know what I mean? It's too difficult to learn without going to university.
Yeah.
But now you've got all these YouTubers coming through in the last couple of years, and they've been practicing for like 5 or 6 years without too much on the line.
Right.
So by the time they're making their debut films, they're already polished.
And do some of these come from short stories that they've tried first and then they've expanded on?
Yeah, so Dark Rooms, the guy called Kane Parsons, he's got a YouTube channel called Kane Pixels.
Is this Backrooms?
Yeah,
Backrooms.
Backrooms, yeah. And he's basically got like 15, 20 short films that are the prototype for his feature.
Oh, is it worth me watching those, do you reckon, before watching the feature?
I don't know, because
I don't know anything. I literally know nothing about the game or anything.
So the idea came from you know what a creepypasta is, right?
Yes.
It came from a creepypasta, and then Kane Parsons started doing it as a using video techniques to make it look real as part of his YouTube channel. It became massive, and then came the computer game.
Right.
So the whole thing didn't come from a computer game.
Right. That came after.
Yeah.
So it started off as
as a creepypasta.
Yeah.
Okay, then this Kane guy really popularised it as in being able to visualise what it all looked like.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's really interesting. So this guy who did Obsession, I really hope he carries on what he's doing because he's so talented.
Well, based on that film, totally. So totally. I mean, it's like Ari Aster, who did Hereditary and then went on to do Midsommar and what was the other one he did that I really liked? But he's done 2 or 3 really great horrors. So fingers crossed we get something. It's going to have to be really, really good to be better than Obsession for me. But anyway, yes.
You might not get... So I heard this theory that blew my mind.
Oh, yes, you were going to tell me about this.
Yeah,
You heard about Obsession.
you might not get it to begin with, right?
Okay.
But obviously, so the actress in it, does she become possessed or does she...
Let's call the wish an entity, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's class the wish as an entity. So whenever the wish is taking control of her, obviously she's not in control of what she's doing, but she's in the background, isn't she? But she's not there in control of herself.
Yeah, she seems. Yeah, it seems like that.
Trapped,
so
isn't she?
this theory,
Yeah.
your mind's going to go. Hold on, 5, 4, 3. And all the Lego pieces are going to go together.
Go on. I'm excited now.
I heard this theory that she was actually possessed by his cat.
His cat?
Remember at the start of the film, his cat dies.
Dies, yeah. Oh. Really? Yeah, no way.
Yeah, because then she starts acting like a cat, just waits for him at the front door, pissing herself. She's got no other... waiting for him to come back.
In the corner of the bedroom.
She starts cooking the cat and feeding it to him.
Wow. Okay.
And
I need to do a rewatch of that in my head.
The thing he says is, I want her to love me more than any other human can. And what's the only thing that can do that?
An animal.
Your cat.
My cat fucking hates me.
Poppy.
No, my cat, she doesn't hate me at all. Sorry for the language. My cat loves me. She adores me. So yes. But the idea of having my cat inside of a woman acting the same way...
That brings a new meaning to the phrase catty.
Amazing. This is how much I love my cats, though. I have them tattooed on me. My cats
that's
on me. And I've just recently, by the way, and this is a shout out, Katie and Lucy. That's Siddy. You know, my beagle, my best buddy beagle.
I never met your beagle.
No, you didn't, and it's sad because he was a top dog. So he earned himself a slot on there.
Did you have a beagle when we met then?
Well, I've never owned a dog. No. So this lovely boy belongs to Lucy and Katie Trinder, and he was very nearly 14, and he was put to sleep a few weeks ago, and he was. Oh, I love that dog. He was beautiful. So anyway, he earned his slot. So that's how much I love my animals. So yes, I get what you mean.
Man Cave and Margarita's dog, Jack, for a while.
I know. Yeah, flipping heck.
We'll have to sort that out.
I know. Well, that's a great thing about Obsession. And again, I'm not going to say the ending, but one of the best things is the ending of Obsession. Gets you talking, gets you thinking. What you want to do a rewatch. It's that kind of thing. So yeah. So there you go.
Obsession is top notch.
Top.
I think next time we watch something in the cinema, I was thinking, I wonder if we could set up the camera in the car straight after.
So we could just do it straight off.
Yeah.
Or we come straight back to yours, because if we go to the Ark, this is a discussion for when we're not filming, really, isn't it? But we could do it, yeah.
But I think it'd be interesting, because we're only going to go to the cinema for films that we genuinely want to watch. So.
Yeah, and there's a few things coming up. I definitely want to watch on the big screen. I want to watch the remake of The Highlander because I adore the original. Anything you've got?
We'll do that if the reviews are good for it. Then we'll go and do that, and we'll try our first stream from the car straight after.
See how it goes. Yeah, okay, so it goes. Anyway, listen, I think that's a good place to end it on for today. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Don't be put off by the title. If you like a good horror, you can literally leave your brain at home on this one.
Yeah.
Just get it, watch it.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Get it, watch it. Great. I'm going to score that as if Obsession was 10 out of 10 for me. Obsession, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, this is a completely different type of film.
Totally different films. You can't judge it against it. No, I totally agree with that. But as a horror film, as a film goes, I'm going to give this one I'm going to give this a good 8 out of 10.
Yeah. If you want to watch some with some popcorn and end up with the popcorn all over the floor and all over your windows and stuff, yeah, 8 out of 10.
Just don't go drinking any embalming fluid.
No, don't do that.
Good idea.
Don't do that, or don't leave any scorpions running out.
Don't leave any, and don't eat.
I just realised we didn't have the chat up in the live chat up and running, so we could see if anyone's asking something.
Oh yeah, so if anyone has,
sorry,
we're so professional. We'll put this. So basically, any live video we do, we then once it's gone live, we then post anyway.
Yeah.
So if you have done any comments while we've been chatting, please have a look for the live. Please have a look for this video once posted, and then maybe just add your comments on there for us, and then we can reply.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Okay.
Wicked.
All right. Peace. Peace out.
Yeah, peace.
Don't go and get mummied.
Peas and
Fied.
chips.
Never get mummified. It's not a good idea.